Good afternoon from Glencoe. You can probably see the big hill behind me, but less of more. And I am more or less at the point where my last video finished, I think. Walking along the West Highland Way, and then we're going to go up and over the Devil's Staircase and down into Kinlochleven. I hope you can hear me. I'm just using the onboard mic. It's very wet, as you can probably tell. And I'm out with my 3 oldest children today, so I'm enjoying having them along with me. We don't really have a plan for the next few days, or we've got a rough plan. We'll go into Kinlochleven and then into the Mamores tomorrow, and then we'll see what happens at that point. Working our way up the Devil's Staircase. Last time we were coming down it, which was easier than going up it, but it's not bad at all. And the rain's gone off a wee bit, which is nice. We have booked a pod for tonight in Kinlochleven because it's been so wet today. So we're currently, it looks like a drying room in here because everything is soaking, but it will be better than a tent for tonight. A wet morning in Kinlochleven. The pod that we were staying in is at the back of this hotel, which is the McDonald's Hotel. There. And we are going this way. We're going to go into Kinlochleven, pick up some supplies, and then head up into the Mamores, hoping that the weather improves for the day, but we will see. There's a lot of water in Kinlochleven. Maybe clearing a wee bit, it's been very wet. So we've left Kinlochleven, you can maybe see it behind me, and we've left the West Highland Way as well, and we're walking up. We're going to go up a valley, and the rough plan for today is to go up into the Mamores to do Nagrúichen. I think that's how you say it, something like that. I think it means the Maidens. It's a fantastic hill, kind of twin-peaked hill. So go up there and then maybe go on to Binny and More. We'll see. And maybe camp in Glen Nevis. It was very wet earlier and now the sun is out. So we just need to see what the weather does. Show you. So the cloud was all low down, but you can see there's Kinlochleven That's the pap of Glencoe. Can I show you it? That's the pap of Glencoe there. Yeah, it's lovely. It's very warm now. So we're going up here. Hope the audio is okay. I've not been able to put on a microphone because of the rain. So hopefully you can hear me. These gates are made to stay shut. There we go. The weight of the gate holds it shut. And we're going up there, up that valley that you can see, and then we'll go up to the low point, the Bealach, up there, and then the Gruichan will be up there in the cloud. Hopefully it will come out of the cloud. It may not. You may remember from my last video we sat on the bench up there and enjoyed a fantastic view down that way, down the loch, pap of Glencoe again, and I think that's the Mamores Lodge, I think, the white building. We are going to head up there into the cloud. We are working our way up in the Gruichan. It's been dry for a while now, which has been good. You might be able to see through to some of the Glencoe hills. Can I point them out? Can never do this easily. I think that there is Kinlochleven Moor. So getting a bit of a view, and it's dry, and we're on the south side of a quarry, so we're currently out the wind, which is good. And we are working our way up there and up to the Gruichan, which I think will be that one up there. So hoping that it stays clear at the top. The view down to Kinlochleven and Bodach with the scree just in there, the scree ascent. That's quite steep, I remember that. And then can't remember what that one is, Angirach maybe, part of the Ring of Steall. Glen Nevis in the clouds through to the grey quarries, Binning Moor over there, and then up to the Gruichan. So we're just taking a wee break before we head up there. But it's clear. That is Kinlochleven Moor, which is also clear. So pretty good. Good view of the Anachigach along here. You can see all the, what is it they call it, crazy pinnacles, or the, can't remember the name, the pinnacles on the Anachigach. We've not been up there for a few years, but nice day. Summit of the Gruichan. The clouds closed in slightly. You can still see Kinlochleven Moor, Kinlochleven, the pap of Glencoe. It's closed in a bit over the Ring of Steall, and we're going on there to Binning Moor. View down to Scurelding Moor, which we were up a few weeks ago in my last video. It's a lovely wee bit to camp down there as well. It's sunny here but not everywhere else, so we're pretty lucky. The summit of Binning Moor, and we're going to go on and do Binning Beg, which looks tiny from up here. There it is there. Gonna try and go off this way. I've never gone off this way before, so we'll see what it's like. Hopefully it's doable. Making our way down to the wee Lochan, and you can see Binning Beg. We're going to pop up that the boys haven't been up it before, so we're going to pop up that for them, and then probably go down into Glen Nevis, which is over there, and camp down there. That's the plan. The summit of Binny Beg again. That's where Kyra and I camped a month ago, and the view is not dissimilar to how it was last month. Ben Nevis and cloud, pretty much. You can just see the edge of the CMD arete there, and looking down into Glen Nevis. I think we'll drop down there and camp somewhere down there tonight. Been in Moor, where we were earlier. The Bucco through there, that's the Bucco there, and it is just catching the sun, which is nice. So yeah, we're going to work our way back down. Stop Ban, that's at the very end of the grey quarries there, and that's the Essenes, one of the Essenes at Loch Treek. You can see Schiehallion very clearly in there. A steep descent off Binny Beg, heading into Glen Nevis, which you'll see just in here behind me, and we're going to find a place to pitch the tents down there for the night, and then we'll see what tomorrow brings. It became very wet just there, so it was waterproofed back on, but you'll see it's kind of bright over there and it's looking alright down the valley, so I think we might camp somewhere just in there, but we'll go down and see if we can find a dry patch. It came on really wet just as we found a bit to camp, so it's been a frantic time getting the tents up, and the rain's just gone off, so I'm going to get some water and put the water on for dinner. So here's the tents. I'm in the X-Mid again. Made a few modifications which I might show you, which I think are working better. Ben's in the Tarp Tent Scarp 1 there. Zach's in the Lux Hex Peak V4A, the brown one. And Kyra's in the Lanshan 1 Pro. So we are camped just in Glen Nevis. That's Ben Nevis there in the cloud. That's Anach Beg. That's the first of the grey corries, or the most westerly of the grey corries. And that's Binny Beg, Binny Moor, and that I will need to think about what that is. I think it's I don't know, I think it's Ambodach, but I'm not sure. I'll need to work it out. I don't think it's Negruchen, but it doesn't quite seem the right place for Ambodach. I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, a wee break in the weather to make some dinner.
Let's see what sort of morning we've got today. A lovely morning in Glen Nevis. There is Glen Nevis, just sticking out of the cloud. And the sun is up, but any more. Beautiful day. What a lovely place to have morning coffee. The plan today is to walk down here to the west, down to the Steall Falls, and then to go up over the Ring of Steall, back down into Glen Nevis, and then we'll see, we'll maybe camp again tonight, or head home. We'll just see how we get on. So we're about 2 kilometres east of the Steall Falls. And yeah, absolutely brilliant way to wake up. I think the cloud's going to come and go today. You can see it's closed in slightly over Glen Nevis. It was clear a few moments ago, and I think it will come and go during the day. This is the Durston X-Mid 1. I made a few modifications to it which may interest a very small number of you. So I replaced the guy line here, and I did that just to make it something more colourful. It was, I think, iron wire, black iron wire, and I kept on not seeing it, not at night, during the day I kept not seeing it, and it was annoying, so I replaced it with that yellow stuff, which is also fluorescent. The other stuff was fluorescent as well. So I've done that, and that just helps. It was really annoying me not being able to see it. I've replaced the guy line at the door. Again, it was already there, but it was really short, and so in uneven ground you couldn't properly peg it, and you need that pegged in order to use the zip one-handed. You need to be able to peg it. So I've done that. I've put a small elastic cord halfway along the door, and that's just so that if you open the door, it kind of either it hangs right in, which again was annoying me a bit. That just means you can open the door and kind of fold it half open, so that is better. And then the final thing is just in here, the system for attaching the inner to the pole is easy if you're using a tip down pole, whereas I'm using them tip up, and so I added just a small bungee to let me pull, you can see here, to just let me pull it round the walking pole. And again, it was just annoying me. The inner was moving inwards and it wasn't tied onto the poles. So I think that was 4 wee modifications to the X-Mid. I'll probably make more, I'm sure, but they've certainly made it better. There was a few things that were annoying me, so those things have made it better. I have actually replaced all of the corner guy lines just with slightly longer cord. That wasn't really necessary, but it just makes it easier to pitch on uneven ground, because again the cordage provided was quite short. So a couple of modifications, but still getting to know it, getting used to it. Leave no trace, as always. We are packed up and heading down to the Steall Falls. Just some flattened grass and off we go. Thankfully the midges are not too bad, which is a surprise given how damp it is. You can see the wee white house behind me, the club hut, and the Steall Falls come out the back of that, or just near there, and we'll start to go up at that point there. Falls of Steall. Summit of Anguirach with Glen Nevis in the background. I will show you fantastic views. So we're in the first Munro Anguirach of the Ring of Steall, and we are going to head round here. That there is Ambodach, and then all the way round the Mamores. You can see Glen Nevis there, CMD Arret, all clear. Down into the grey corries. Stob Ban is that wee one in there. And then where we were yesterday, Binnan Beg, sorry, there, Binnan Moor, there, Negroichan there, and where we started a couple of days ago, all the way through there to Glencoe and Buccleuch of Moor. You can see Binnan Nambiam, and in the foreground, so Binnan is somewhere up here, can't quite pick it out on the wee screen, and you can see Danachigach in the foreground, and that's through to Schoolhouse over there. Coming off the second Munro and heading towards the third, that's it there, Ambodach. And my memory, I came down it before, I've never gone up it. My memory from doing it before is that it was quite steep scree. It actually looks okay from here, but we'll see how it is when we get to it. Certainly it's quite steep, but we've been very lucky with the weather. It's lovely. The start of the Devil's Ridge. I'm hoping you can hear me better today. I've put the microphone on because it's dry, so hopefully the pickup is better, but anyway, you can see the Devil's Ridge ahead, and then up to the fourth and final Munro. Looks good. The views are fantastic and the weather is perfect. Walking in a t-shirt, a long sleeve t-shirt, but nothing, no windproof or anything. Anyway, wettering. Let's see what this is like. In fact, I've done it both ways. I've done an out and back on this one, so I remember it being fine. Back over the Devil's Ridge, which was straightforward as I remembered, but quite good fun. Been a cracking day on a great route. The summit of the fourth and final Munro on the Ring of Steall. And it's a lovely day. I will show you the route. So there's Glen Nevis, and you start down in the valley there in Glen Nevis. You come up here, Angira here, and you can see Binny and Beg behind it. And then come round. The second one is here, and it's kind of hard to pick out with Negroichen behind it. That's where we were yesterday, obviously. And then round to Ambodach there, and then we're on the final one currently. Devil's Ridge being down there. Go a wee walk over and show you Devil's Ridge. There's Devil's Ridge there, with two people working their way up. So it's been a great day. That's Stobban. Just there, Stobban. Hills for miles. See down into Fort William. Back round to Glen Nevis. You can see the CMD Arret, Anachmore, Anachbeg, Grey Corries. All that I've been showing you the last few days. So we're going to go off that way, mark our way down, back into Glen Nevis. Looking down Glen Nevis, you can see the car park at the end of the Ring of Steall there, and then all the way down. We have booked in just a few minutes ago into the Glen Nevis campsite, which is down in there. So we're going to stay there tonight. It's turned out a lovely day, blue sky and very warm. And unfortunately there's no water on the descent, so we are all dehydrated. A thigh busting descent all the way down there, you can see. We are tired and dehydrated, but we're almost back at the road. It's been a fantastic day. Been very fortunate with the weather, and yeah, perfect walking conditions. It's actually quite sunny and warm now, and maybe a wee bit too warm, but we can't complain about that. So we're almost back at the car park. We don't have a car, of course, but we're just going to go onto the road and then down into the Glen Nevis campsite, so I'm sure I'll show you us pitched up there even briefly, but for now we're just finishing the track here, and pretty much at the car park, which marks the end of the Ring of Steall. And then I think we're going to walk on, or we've got to walk on to get to the campsite, and we can either walk down the road or we can walk through the forest, and I think we'll take the forest trail because Kyra and I walked it the other week and it was really nice. Looking back up Glen Nevis, and that is Sguravam, the final Munro in the Ring of Steall. So we came down there, you can see it's very steep descent. You just come straight down that shoulder, talking about that one there, you come straight down there. Now we're in Glen Nevis and the campsite is over there, so we're going to go in there. We got some water on the trail and we're hoping that they're going to sell us some food. We will see. Lovely night though. Glen Nevis campsite in the sun. The shop was still open, so I got some snacks and the bar is still open. We're going to pitch our tents and then get round there pronto. We pitched up on the Glen Nevis campsite last night, got something to eat in the bar and then went to sleep. We were all very tired, so there's the 4 tents, and you can just, if I move this way, you might be able to see just up there is towards the summit of Ben Nevis. So it's a nice morning and it's a lovely campsite. We're going to get packed up and start walking for today. All packed up, leaving the Glen Nevis campsite, and we're going to walk down into Fort William. Quite busy, but you'll hear a lot of traffic, but it's such a nice location. If you look up the valley, that's the one we were up yesterday. Yeah, it's a good location and it's a decent site. We've been on it lots of times before and it's always been good. We are just arriving in Fort William and we're going to get some breakfast and then get on the bus home. It was a great 4 days. Hope you've enjoyed coming along with us. Thanks very much for watching and I will see you in the next one.